The student loan, how easy they make that, and you'll have that hanging, that millstone hanging around your neck for your entire life. Beloved, welcome back to the shop. I wanted to address a question that I've been getting a lot lately. It's because that there are a lot of guys that are 18, 19 that are having to make or in the position of making one of the most important decisions of their life. And the question that keeps coming to me, and I don't know why I've become some sort of a de facto mentor online, but I don't know that I have a whole lot to offer to you other than I'm going through it right now with my son, Jack, which is 19 as well. And so I can tell you the decisions that we've made and how, well, it's not just our decision, how we have, I guess, tried to advise Jack as to this question. Should you go to college or should you go into the trades? Now, our family is kind of unique in that my wife is highly educated, undergraduate, advanced degrees. She has a very fancy education. Me personally, I was almost a high school dropout. Had I not bribed my assistant vice principal, with smoked salmon regularly because I was really into fishing, I don't know that I would have graduated. Not because I wasn't mentally able to do it. I was just not interested. I had a car when I was 16, and I was gone after that. I only did the very minimum to graduate. So when I'm advising my son, you know, as someone who didn't go to college and was able to create a comfortable life for himself, just relying upon my own wits and my own cleverness and not upon connections and degrees, we come from very different backgrounds, Mrs. W. and myself. So in the situation with Jack, so why is he going to college rather than going into the trades? It's because he has a very specific thing that he wants to do, and he's known it for a long time. And to have access to this, and I'm not going to divulge this, this is his personal information, he has to have advanced degrees to do what he wants to do. So there really isn't any question. If you want to do this, which he's wanted to do, then you have to follow this course. Now, that's not typical, I think, for most guys. I know when I was 18, 19, the only thing I was interested in was having enough money for some beer on the weekend and gas in my car, and enough to take out maybe a girl, you know, or maybe to go hunting or something, or fishing. You know, that was, I couldn't see past the weekend. That was my only ambition. Jack's very different that way. He's always had kind of a clear-cut plan. So this is the advice that I would give to you, and understand that this is coming from someone who does not look upon higher education as the end-all, be-all. I think that a man, if he's driven and hardworking and clever, I think that you can do just as well, if not better, than someone who has a 4-year or an advanced degrees. Okay, so let's start with that. In this particular climate, I think college is a scam. The student loan, how easy they make that, and the fact that you can never bankrupt it, and you'll have that hanging, that millstone hanging around your neck for your entire life, is a big problem that is not, I think that 18 and 19-year-olds are not able to fully comprehend what a hindrance that is going to be to you. That is going to be, you are going to be a financial slave with that. Unless you enter into, as a doc or an attorney or an engineer, someone that has the ability to pull down $250,000 a year to put that student debt to rest, then you got to be careful with that. $40,000 a year, or yeah, $40,000 a year, what most of these colleges that we're looking at cost $40,000 to $50,000 a year. So when we were crunching the numbers with Jack, this is what we offered. We said, look, we'll pay for half of it. We'll pay for half of it, and you're going to have to cover the other half, either one, through scholarships, two, through wildland firefighting in the summer. So we were very aggressive. Mrs. W helped him, and we worked together and, you know, got him set up with scholarships. So if he follows the plan, he'll be able to graduate in 6 years with what he wants to do with no student loan, no debt. If he follows the plan, it's completely possible, from what we're going to contribute to the scholarships, and then him putting in the rest and working. He'll have to work through school. This is not playtime that I'm going to be financing to have a dandy boy out somewhere living his best life on my dime. You know, I want to support our children, but also, you know, he's going to have to earn it, because if you don't earn it, you don't appreciate it. It's just the simple fact of life. So for most guys, I guess I'll close with this. This is a bit rambly. I'm just kind of talking as I'm thinking. The advice that I would give to you right now, if you want to be a doc professional, then you have to go that route. There's no other. But if you don't really know and you're not sure, I would look into some of the skilled trades. I really would. If you can get into electrical work, electrician, as I've said, lineman, engineering, there's going to be a lot of guys that will jump in the comments that have found success in some of these trades. I don't know, could be welding, things I don't understand. I think that more now than ever in our lifetime, there's going to be a lot of demand for these jobs. I'm already hearing guys are making starting at 30 bucks an hour, you know, and journeymen are making 40, 50, 60 dollars an hour. You know, that's real money. And that's the money that's going to be required if you want to buy a house, have a family, and attract a TradCon. You're going to have these things in place. It's just a simple fact of the society that we live in. So I would, I guess to close, before I would just automatically default to college, I would take a hard look at this. And if you don't know what you're going to do, go in there and do that. There's nothing to say that you can't go back and get those degrees. But I'll tell you, as someone who's been through it, at 18, 19, you really embrace the freedom and the liberties that you have right now. The world is your oyster. You can do anything. You're not hindered. You're not tied down by family, obligations, mortgages, jobs, careers. You can take these chances. So don't worry about it too much. Go and get enrolled in a community college and get your electrician certificate. You could probably have that in a couple years. You could come out a journeyman. Now you have a viable trade that you can fall back on. May God bless you and your families. Please keep us in your prayers. And we'll see you all on the next video. And happy Sabbath.